What's up, Karptastic ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Wizard Wednesday challenge video. The Wizard Wednesday challenge consists of several steps and I will be taking you right through them here. So we start off with the first step, which is selecting an energy type for today's deck, and I kind of feel like going with a fairy deck. I haven't played a fairy deck in a long time, so we will select the fairy typing in the standard format. And that means we can move on to the next thing we have to do, which is click the pick random button, and this will make the deck wizard from the PTCGO generate a completely random deck for us based around fairy Pokemon with random trainers and random energies, hopefully fairy energies, because you never know, the PTCGO deck wizard does weird things sometimes. So let's go ahead and generate a deck, and let's have a look what we have here. It looks like we have a whole bunch of different fairy Pokemon. We have Mega Gardevoir EX with Brilliant Arrow, does 30 damage times the amount of fairy energy attached to all of your Pokemon. This is definitely a very interesting Pokemon to build a deck around. We'll keep this in mind. We have Wigglytuff. I already built a deck around Wigglytuff before, so I'm gonna skip this card. And we also have Aromatisse, as often as you like during your turn. Before you may attack, you may move fairy energies attached to one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. Very interesting Pokemon indeed as support. So I'm actually liking the looks of this deck, and normally I am allowed to generate 2 more random lists. If I don't like this list, I can generate another one. If I don't like that one, I can generate another one, but I have to go with the third one and use it for the final for the next step, the second step in the challenge. But I already like this list, so we will take this list to the second step, and the second step consists of selecting at least one Pokemon line from the Pokemon in this deck, at least, so I can select more, and at least half of the trainer cards. Let's have a look here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to select 4 trainer cards, and at the very least, and delete the other 3. And we shall do that right now. I will keep the Mega Gardevoir EX. I would love to build a deck around it. We'll get rid of the Wigglytuff line. So we've already fulfilled the first condition, but I'm also gonna keep the Aromatisse actually. So we'll keep both of these lines in the deck, and then we will get rid of some trainers here. Let's have a look. Heavy Ball only works for Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more, and our Mega Gardevoir has a 2 retreat cost. Aromatisse as well, so we will get rid of the Heavy Ball. We have no use for it. No use for the Rough Seas. We don't play water Pokemon. No use for the Healing Scarf. I think there's much better tool cards to be used in this list. And that's it. We have to keep all of the other cards in the deck list here. So the energies, of course, we will keep. Energies will probably lower the count. But that's the end of the second step, and now it's time to go into the third step of the challenge. And in the third step, I create my own list based off the cards that you see here. So my final list must contain these cards, not in the same amounts, but at least they must contain these cards, as well as some other cards, of course, because we need to have a total of 60 cards in a deck. And that's what I'm going to do right now, and I will be right back when I have finished my list. Right, then I am back with the final list. First, let's check if the original cards from the deck wizard are still here. We've got the Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir line. We've also got the Aromatisse and the trainers. We've got the Liceners there, the Professor's Letters here, the Potion as well, and the Cherno. So all of the cards are still here, and I decided to go with a straight up Mega Gardevoir deck based around the Brilliant Arrow attack from Mega Gardevoir. That's why I added a Xerneas to the Pokemon line. Xerneas with Geomancy allows us to attach 2 fairy energies to our benched Pokemon. This helps to power up the Mega Gardevoir EX and also increases the attack damage from the Brilliant Arrow. I can even use the fairy transfer from the Aromatisse to move the energies around. So for example, if we Geomancy onto an Aromatisse and onto the Mega Gardevoir, then we can later transfer the energy from the Aromatisse to the Mega Gardevoir to power up the Brilliant Arrow attack. That's the strategy with this deck, a very straightforward strategy. Now, another part of the strategy is trying to heal up the Mega Gardevoir EX with Max Potion here. Max Potion says heal all damage from one of your Pokemon and then discard all energy attached to that Pokemon. Now, if we wouldn't have had this Aromatisse, this could be very troublesome to use, because we would have had to get rid of 3 energy cards, but since we have Aromatisse, we can first transfer all of the energies from the Mega Gardevoir EX to, for example, Xerneas, then use the Max Potion and then simply transfer them back onto the Mega Gardevoir EX, preparing it for another attack. And just like that, we have healed up the Mega Gardevoir EX without discarding any energies. We can of course also use the potion from the original list to heal up a little bit, but it's not nearly as good as the Max Potions. Truth be told, not nearly as good indeed. And then for the rest, what else did I add? I added of course the Spirit Links for the Gardevoirs, very important. I added a Fairy Garden to take advantage of the Fairy energies, so we have free retreat, or all of our Pokemon have free retreat, the Pokemon that have a Fairy energy attached to them at least. Then the draw supporters, 2 Burge, 4 Sycamore, and then the 1 Churner from the original list. 1 Lysander, also from the original list, to Lysander out our opponent's Pokemon, target them, for example to target a Shaman. 1 Hex Maniac to deal with Greninja, to deal with Trevenant item lock. 4 VS Seekers for consistency. 4 Ultra Balls to search out our Pokemon, as well as this Shaman, which is also here for draw support, for setup. Only 1 Shaman, you don't typically need Shamans in a Mega Gardevoir deck, not really. And then 1 Super Rod to get back energies from our discard pile, as well as some Pokemon, for example if we discarded some with the Professor's Sycamore. And the 1 Professor's Letter from the original list to search out some energies. Ideally, I would have liked to get rid of a lot of these original cards though, like the Potion, like the Professor's Letter, and even the Cherno. No need for those cards, but we've got to keep them, so we've got to work with them since it's part of the challenge. I also added 2 Max Elixirs to help speed up the power-up process of our Mega Gardevoir. So we could Max Elixir onto a Xerneas and then move the energy to the Mega Gardevoir. If this wouldn't have been a challenge, I would have got rid of the Potion and the Letter here and replaced them with a Max Elixir, and probably got rid of this Journal to replace it with a Judge. So that would be my advice, but this is a challenge, so we're gonna work with this. And right now we are going to go into the final step of the challenge, which is going into the battles and see if we can pull off a win with this Wizard Wednesday deck. I'll see you in the battles. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel for more competitive, silly and fun deck ideas. Into the versus ladder we go against Pokemon Master. Okay, very clever. I see what you did there. We won the coin flip. We'll go first. Hopefully we can start off nicely with Xerneas in the active spot. Look at that. That is a really nice hand actually. That is a tremendous hand. I'd sign up for that hand any day. Kind of forgot to explain the experience share in the deck analysis, I think. I went for this tool so we can preserve some energies on the field that we can use with the brilliant arrow from the Mega Gardevoir if our Pokemon get knocked out. We'll put down the Mega Gardevoir as well. We'll probably put the experience share on the Xerneas for now. And we'll put down the Stadium. We'll go with a Max Elixir. Yes, we hit that energy, and then we'll have to go with the Sycamore, discard that Aromatisse. We need to find the Spritzy as soon as possible, although the Garbodor might shut off our abilities. Here is an Ultra Ball, which we could go for a Spritzy with, and I think I might do that. I'm gonna discard the Hex Maniac and probably an energy. Go for a Spritzy. That way we have one on the bench, even though the abilities might get shut off, but we can use our Hex Maniac to be able to use our Spritzy. We'll put down this Gardevoir, we'll go for the Shaman, draw into 5 more cards, and there we get another Max Elixir. Excellent stuff here. We'll keep powering up the Gardevoir on the bench. We have the Mega Gardevoir, the Aromatisse for the next turn. So I think we'll end it here. We can go with a Hex Maniac if the Garbodor comes out, and use our Aromatisse ability. But we need another energy to be able to attack with the Brilliant Arrow, so we might have to go with the Birch. Find those energies in our deck. And it looks like we'll be facing Lucario. Oh, never mind. It's not Lucario. It's Garchomp Garbodor. So we might have to attack with the Xerneas actually, since the Garbodor can 1 TCGO EXs unless we can get out the Mega Gardevoir EX early on, fully powered up, knock out those Gibbles. But they might have a Focus Sash attached, which is problematic for us, because then we need to take 2 hits to knock them out. And it seems like the Trubbish will be stuck in the active spot for now, so we might be fine here. Our opponent goes for an Ultra Ball, maybe for a Shaman, although I don't see the Shaman being played in a Garchomp deck all that often. You often see it with Octillery. There's the Garbodor for the next turn. And so my opponent does plan on getting out that Garbodor. Oh, and there's a Shaman. Shaman for setup for 3 cards. So my opponent needs a tool with the to go with the Garbodor to shut off our abilities. And that's it. That's the end of the turn. We will Mega Evolve. We will also evolve the Aromatisse. And then do I want to go with the Birch? Preserve this VS Seeker for the Hex Maniac. I think I will want to preserve this stadium as well. So I'm gonna go with the Birch. No, it's Tails. Luckily we do get an energy here. Luckily we do get that going. So I am going to go ahead, Fairy Transfer an energy from the Mega Gardevoir to the Xerneas, and then retreat the Xerneas into the Mega Gardevoir, and then we'll attach. We'll move another energy around, so we were able to use the Aromatisse before our abilities got shut off. And now the Trubbish will go down, meaning that our opponent cannot get out the Garbodor in the next turn either, so we can use our Xerneas a little bit longer. So we might be able to go for a Max Potion then. Max Potion if we get hit by the Garchomp to heal off all our damage. We get another VS Seeker from the top deck, from the prizes. That's not very nice. Why do we always have to have the VS Seekers in hand with Sycamores? There's Gorina going for a probably Rare Candy into Garchomp. I could see that happen. We could actually go for the knockout on the Shaman if we can get another energy. That could be a possibility. If we can get a Max Potion from the top deck, I will do that. There's a Focus Sash for the Garchomp that's going to come out. Very likely. There it is. We will get hit for a ton of damage. 180. That's going to be a knockout very soon. We don't get a Max Potion. Yeah, well, we have to discard our entire hand here. We need to dig through our deck. Unfortunately, we'll have to get rid of the VS Seekers. I'm going to get out another Xerneas here. Xerneas will be our main attacker after or at the end of the game, I think, since the Mega Gardevoir is too easy to knock out for my opponent. And there we get a Max Potion, so actually we could heal off. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna heal off all that damage. Put this on the Xerneas. Put this on the other Xerneas. Doesn't really matter. Oops, kind of misclicked there. And then we'll heal off all the damage. And we'll attach another energy. We are gonna leave that other energy on the Xerneas on the bench. We'll move back the energies right now to the Mega Gardevoir. 3 energies needed for the Brilliant Arrow. That's not a knockout, but even if it was a knockout, the Garchomp would stay alive because of the Focus Sash. So there we go. That's it. That's all we can do. We'll attach a Spirit Link as well. We'll go for the Brilliant Arrow for 120. If we can get the final VS Seeker, we can license around that Shaman, but I doubt we will. We still have 20 cards in our deck, so it will be a little bit tough to get out that final VS Seeker. We'll get hit once again with a Bite Off, which is okay. I'm not gonna retreat the Gardevoir into the Xerneas, but never mind. My opponent conceded the match. I was gonna retreat into the Xerneas, attack with the Xerneas, because then the Hawlucha cannot attack the Xerneas. It can only do damage to EXs. And that would have been that pretty much. We had that game pretty good from the start. We did 210 damage versus 360 for my opponent. Mega Gardevoir EX MVP against Garchomp. Let's see if we can find ourselves another opponent. Next up, we are gonna face Noptry with a fire and a water combination deck, as well as a Charizard coin. Noptry, I think maybe that allures to Noobtry. I'm gonna guess that's what that's supposed to mean. We failed to find a basic. Very nice energies from my opponent there. The Call of Legend energies, quite expensive to get, and we fail again. That was not too bad of a hand. It was kind of bad actually, but I wouldn't have mind starting off with it if you really have to. I've had worse hands, and this is actually a really good hand. This is a much better hand. I like this a lot. We'll start off with the Xerneas. We'll put the Spritzy down. Hopefully we can get a Aromatisse going at some point. We'll probably attach to the Xerneas. I'm not sure if we are going second or first. I was completely oblivious to the coin flip. Oh, this is an Entei deck, so this could go for a quick knockout on the Xerneas. We have to watch out for that. Entei with Octillery, that's kind of the slow version, I think, unless we also see a Shaman. There's a DCE. Do we maybe see a Blacksmith? No Blacksmith, no nothing. Slow turn for my opponent there. We'll attach the Experience Share, we'll attach to the Xerneas. Then we'll get a Mega Gardevoir out, discard that 1 energy there. What am I saying? We'll get a Gardevoir out, not a Mega. Not yet. Soon probably, but not yet. And then we'll use the Shaman to its full extent to draw into 6 cards. There is the Mega Gardevoir. No Spirit Link as of yet. We do get the Aromatisse for the turn after that, as well as a Birch here. I actually think I might go with the Birch right now. And yeah, I'm gonna keep the Ultra Ball. I'm gonna go with the Birch right now. Try and dig for a Spirit Link. Oh, it steals. Luckily we get a Sycamore. Luckily we do get that. No need to keep the Professor's Letter in hand, so might as well go with another Ultra Ball and get a Xerneas. Another Xerneas on the field. Next turn we can go with the Sycamore. We'll Geomancy for now. Put an energy on the Gardevoir and an energy on the Xerneas. That way the Gardevoir is nearly ready to attack, and the Xerneas can be a backup attacker. We don't need the Aromatisse per se at this point, since our attackers have the energies on themselves, so we don't need to move the energies around. We could later on to use the Max Potion, which can come in handy to heal off the Heat Tackle damage from the Entei. Looks like we'll just get hit by a Flame Screen unless we see an attachment. There's the attachment. That will be a knockout. Maybe the Entei could do 30 to itself. Yes, it does. And we can then... Oh no, we cannot knock it out. It's got a Fighting Fury belt on it. We preserve the energy from the Xerneas. We'll put it on the Spritzy there. Wait. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to put it on the Spritzy. I completely forgot we didn't have the Aromatisse in play. I should have put it on the Gardevoir. Let's see. Might as well promote the Gardevoir. I hope we can get out the Mega Gardevoir. Really hope so. We could counter the stadium for sure. That way we can retreat the Gardevoir if we need to, if we cannot get out the Mega Gardevoir. And it doesn't look like we will be able to get it out. That is quite unfortunate right there. Let's see. Let's power up the Xerneas. The Xerneas is an easy knockout though, so I think our opponent cannot one-hit KO the Gardevoir in the active spot. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with the Gardevoir in the active spot. We are a bit behind in the game right now. And we'll hit for Shining Winds. Really, really unfortunate that we couldn't get that Mega Gardevoir there. We just needed a Spirit Link and a Mega Gardevoir. This will be another turn before we knock out the Entei. Okay, our opponent doesn't seem to have some draw supports. There's another Heat Tackle and a Heads. I'm gonna have to go with a Sycamore here. Do we have a Birch actually? We do have a Birch. I'm gonna go with the Birch then. I want to preserve the stadiums. We'll attach to the Xerneas. Probably attack with the Xerneas as well, to be honest. And then we'll go with the Birch. Hopefully we can flip Heads. Come on now. Come on. We have so many energies in play. We just need that Mega Gardevoir. We do get the Mega Gardevoir, but no Spirit Link. Well, might as well heal off a little bit of damage. Just because we can. And then we will retreat into the Xerneas. Go for the knockouts. Probably put an energy on the Aromatisse from this Gardevoir EX if it does get licensed out. And might as well put another one on the Shaman, just so we can preserve some energies. Alright, I think I feel quite confident with that. We'll go for the knockout now. We'll have to discard one energy with the Rainbow Spear. We'll bring ourselves up to speed in the game. Just need that Spirit Link. We're really looking forward to that Spirit Link. A VS Seeker for a Blacksmith onto the Charizard. If my opponent has an energy in hand, then we can get hit for a Combustion Blast. Otherwise we'll get hit for a Wing Attack. Combustion Blast will be a knockout on the Xerneas, but it is a Wing Attack. We stay alive. And that means we can potentially... Oh, look at that. We get a Max Elixir. Unfortunately, we cannot heal up just yet because we don't have the Spirit Link. I wonder if I should Mega Evolve right now. I wonder indeed. Should I Mega Evolve right now? I'll go with another Sycamore. We've got one VS Seeker in the prize. I really don't want to get rid of that Max Potion though. So we could promote the Xerneas here and then potentially let it get knocked out. Or we could let this one, well, I'm gonna Mega Evolve. I'm gonna Fairy Transfer the energy here to the Xerneas on the bench and that energy as well, and I'm gonna let the Xerneas in the active spot get KO'd. Or might as well spread them out a little bit more equally amongst our Pokemon. There we go. And then we will Lysander the Emboar, stall that way, and we will Mega Evolve right now. In the next turn we can get rid of that 110 damage on the Mega Gardevoir using our Max Potion, and after that we'll probably go with the Sycamore. And our opponent passes the turn, so it was a pretty smart move there. Alright, let's heal up here. Let's move this energy to somewhere, it doesn't really matter. Okay, we'll heal up the Mega Gardevoir. Then we'll retreat the Xerneas in the active spots. Get the Mega Gardevoir in the active spot and knock out that Emboar, or actually the Charizard. We'll go with the Lysander and knock out the Charizard. We have enough energies in play to do that. And I think then it's a GG. As it certainly looks like it. Let's see, we have 7 energies in play. Yes, 7 times 30, that's 210. That's a lot of damage. Might as well take that knockout. and make our opponent desperate. I would be desperate if I were my opponent. Look at that. We'll take 2 more prizes. After that pretty terrible start, we managed to come back. We managed to come back very hard, very quickly. And our opponent is stuck with a terrible hand. We are down to 19 cards. My opponent hasn't used a single draw supporter yet. Oh, does get an acrobat right now, but that might be a little too late. This Emboar can hit for 150, which is definitely not enough for a knockout. I don't see it knocking out our Gardevoir EX in any way. We've got lots of Aromateas here. Apparently a Spritzy and an Aromateas were prized, so it's kind of lucky that we got our Aromateas at the start there. We'll see a Blacksmith onto the Emboar, which could then go for a Spiral Punch. And actually it could knock out our Mega Gardevoir with a ton of luck on the tail flips there. That would be quite insane if we would see that many tails. Let's take a look. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 20 more damage for each head. So we have a Muscle Band that's 40 damage. So my opponent needs to flip 9 tails in a row. 9 tails to get 180 damage. Plus the 40 from the attack. That's 220. That's enough to knock out the Mega Gardevoir. And finally he gets out the Artillery. I think it's 1 turn too late for my opponent. But still, I'm wary of my bad luck today. We might see 9 tails, you never know. The chances are so small, but I wouldn't be surprised to actually see it. And never mind, I think my opponent will go with the Strong Flare instead of the first attack. So we'll get hit for 170. And there's a Stadium counter. I'm going to go with the Sycamore most likely. Dig for another Max Potion, heal up again. And I'm pretty sure we can hit another Max Potion. We've only used 1. We are down to 19 cards. We still got 2 in the deck. 2 within 19 cards. So we will draw our hand or our deck down to 12 cards. 11 cards with the Sycamore, because we'll top deck 1 card. That's about half of the cards that we will draw into. So with 2 Max Potions in there, we should be able to get 1 Max Potion at least. And our opponent's down to 15 cards all of a sudden. Look at that. My gosh, that's pretty impressive from my opponent. And might as well just attach another energy there on the Pokemon on the bench. And there is the Max Potion. That's it. We'll counter the Stadium. I think my opponent will concede here. We've got everything we need. We'll move the energies around. I will hit for 240 damage. I don't think my opponent can do anything to come back from that. We can knock out the Entei in 1 hit with 2 Fighting Fury belts on it, if that ever happens. Oh no, the game froze. Please, oh my gosh, the entire game froze there for a moment, and there it is. There is the concede from my opponent as predicted. Yeah, kinda expected that. Still, we did less damage than my opponent, but if we would have cut off that brilliant arrow, we would have had 650 damage total, which is more than my opponent. Mega Gardevoir EX versus MVP, versus Entei MVP, speaks for itself. I think these stats speak for themselves. So let's find ourselves one more final opponent. Our final opponent of the day is gonna be Uncle Munkle with a Night March deck or a Manectric deck. Either of the two, because we saw Lightning and Psychic typing. And a Froakie coin. Doesn't really match the deck choice of my opponents, because we won't see any Froakies. But I guess my opponent just likes Froakie. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. And we start off Mulligan. There's Puzzles of Time, Dimension Valley. So this is gonna be Night March. That's gonna be tough to deal with for us. Very tough. If we can heal up our Mega Gardevoir EX each turn, then we stand a chance. But otherwise, I don't think we stand much of a chance there. And we get a pretty bad hand as well. We cannot use any of these cards except for the Shaman. So if we get an Ultra Ball, that would be nice. We could draw our hand down a little bit and then use the Shaman. Although I don't really want to use Shaman against Night March. We get an Ultra Ball. Let's see. I'm gonna have to use the Shaman. Our hand does not allow too much of anything. We'll get out. I'm gonna get rid of one Mega Gardevoir EX. Or maybe the Aromatisse. I'm gonna get rid of an Aromatisse. Hopefully we have 2 more. We have indeed 2 more. And we're gonna go with a Xerneas. Alright, Xerneas, and then we can attach this to the Xerneas and bring our hand size down a fair bit, just to 1 card. We'll even get an energy out in the field. This Gardevoir in the active spot might very well go down here. Oh, that's a pretty nice hand. I think I will leave it at this. I want to keep this Aromatisse for the next turn, because we've already got 1 in the discard pile. And I think I'll do that. I'll leave it at this. My opponent needs a fair amount of Night Marches in the discard pile to knock out this Gardevoir EX. So it might stay alive, and then we could potentially attack with the Mega Gardevoir if we can get it out. Top decking a Spirit Link. That's what I would like right now. That's the only card I want to top deck. The Spirit Link. We can Mega Evolve. We can move our energies around. And then I'd love to get a Stadium from the Sycamore and another energy. There's the first Night Marches in the discard pile. So my opponent needs 5 more plus a Fighting Fury Belt to knock out the Gardevoir, or 6 more if we don't see a Fighting Fury Belt. There's number 4, Pumpkaboo, Startling Megaphone. Oh, okay then. Well, at least we didn't have our Spirit Link attached yet. There's a DCE. Do we see Sycamore, Shaman? I wonder. And there is a Pumpkaboo, so... Oh, and there's a Shaman. I'm not sure what why my opponent was doubtful there, was thinking about what to do. As long as we don't see another Battle Compressor, we should be fine, but it looks like we might. Sycamore, or a Sycamore, that will do the trick as well. And another Acrobike. Hopefully my opponent discards some important resources with his Acrobike. There's already 1 VS Seeker in the discard pile. And there goes a Escape Rope. And another Battle Compressor, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So only 1 more Night Marcher in the discard pile is required after that. And there it is, 3 Night Marchers, 3 Pumpkaboos. So my opponent only has that 1 Pumpkaboo on the bench left, 1 Joltik, 2 Joltiks are left in the deck. That means my opponent only has 4 attackers left. Does have the puzzle of time. We get hit for 140, so we stay alive. Excellent. And there's the Spirit Link. We top deck the Spirit Link. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Let's go. Let's Mega Evolve. We'll go for the Sycamore, and now we need a Stadium and an energy. And there's a Stadium. We should be able to hit an energy with the Max Elixir. This one fails. Come on. Yes. Oh my gosh. I was so worried that would fail. We will put down another Spritzy as well, because if one of our Aromatisse get knocked out, then we are in a bit of trouble. And we'll get back, well, not yet. Right now we will get that Gardevoir out of the active spot. We'll retreat it into the Mega Gardevoir on the bench, which is harder to knock out for my opponent. We might start attacking with the Xerneas after that in the next turn. So we'll Fairy Transfer right now. I kind of feel like healing up the Gardevoir on the bench, but I kind of do not feel like it. I kind of feel like keeping the max potion for the Mega Gardevoir. So if we see a Lysander, this Gardevoir is an easy knockout for my opponent. That's the problem here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that my opponent will not use the Lysander in the next turn. I'm gonna take that chance, and I'm gonna preserve this max potion for the Mega Gardevoir in the active spot. I will go with a knockout with the Brilliant Arrow. Take the first prize of the game against Night March. Get an Ultra Ball. might use that Ultra Ball to get a Aromatisse with whatever we top deck. Discard whatever we top deck. Get the last Aromatisse from our deck. My opponent needs a DCE Dimension Valley to be in order to be able to attack us. We haven't seen a Dimension Valley yet. It's going to go for a Puzzle of Time. Probably is playing 2 at the same time. Get back a DCE and maybe a Battle Compressor. Go for that one-hit KO on the Mega Gardevoir EX. That could be a thing. Opponent would need 10 Night Marches in a discard pile and a Fighting Fury Belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So has 8 in a discard pile. But if he goes for that, then he's only got 2 attackers left. Actually, only 1 attacker, because my opponent only has a Lampent left in the deck and another attacker. And he goes for an Acrobike and a Battle Compressor. Interesting choice there. So he might go for that one-hit KO, which would put us in a tough spot. But he needs a lot of things to pull it off. There's indeed the 2 Joltics. That means my opponent's only left with this Pumpkaboo. Needs that Dimension Valley and a Fighting Fury Belt. There's a Fighting Fury Belt. And will we see the Dimension Valley? This is a very important turn for my opponent. I hope we don't see the Dimension Valley. Without the Dimension Valley, we've got the game. Very clutch play here from my opponent if he can pull it off. We knew we were taking a risk, but it is a risk worth taking. I could have attacked with the Xerneas. And there it is. This is game. My opponent whiffs the Dimension Valley, which is pretty insane, seeing as though he's down to 17 cards. So we will look for an energy. Yeah, I'm gonna first get out another Aromatisse, then heal up the Gardevoir, because we will get rid of the Max Potion in the next turn. So we'll evolve, we'll heal up, and we'll go for the Sycamore. And put another energy on the field. That's what we really need to do right now. We'll put it on the Xerneas, and then we'll Mega Evolve. And we'll, oh, that's what I was looking for as well, the experience share, so that we can keep 1 energy if this Gardevoir gets knocked out somehow. But I don't think it will. I don't really think it will. My opponent needs to be able to... Oh my gosh, what is that? The screen froze again. Oh my. That's not looking good. Please don't crash, game. Please don't crash. Oh. Whew. It didn't crash. And there is the concede from Night March. Oh. We were kind of lucky there. I'm not gonna deny it. We were kind of lucky against Night March. But we managed to pull it off. Hey, we managed to pull it off. We took our chances and the odds were in our favor for once. Our opponent failed to get the Dimension Valley, and that was the end of the game. If we were to make if we were to play a rematch, I don't think we'd be able to pull off another win. We would probably lose if we would go for a rematch. So I'm very happy to be able to close off today's episode on this win against Night March. If you enjoyed this Night March win, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more competitive, silly and fun deck ideas. I hope you have a card-tastic day, and I will be seeing you next time.
Karp, 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 Karp.